And actually, it's like a crime in America. Like,
で今日はお友達のヘレンさんに来ていただいてます。
so Sailor Moon is like how I discovered Japan. So my favorite Japanese sweet is definitely mochi. I love mochi.
おー、間違いをそう気にせずにどんどん話していきましょう。はい、ヤッホーみんな元気さやです。今日はお友達のヘレンさんに来ていただいてます。
こんにちは。
テンション低く。You're from the States, right?
はい。
ということで、日本について話していきたいと思いますので、まず最初にちょっとだけ自己紹介をしてもらおうかな。So, what brought you to Japan and then what you're doing here? Can you just like introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. So my name is Helen. I came to Japan because I was working as a as an English teacher. As an English teacher under the JET program, so the Japanese English exchange, the Japanese exchange teaching program. So it's just like a bunch of teachers from like a bunch of people from like different English speaking countries get hired, and then they work in schools in Japan, and I came to Japan as one of those. And I worked in Yamanashi.
Nice. And then, why? Like, did you always like Japan, or did you always have a dream that you wanted to live in Japan in the future?
So like, living in Japan is crazy. I've always had an interest in Japanese things, but it wasn't the culture. It was just more so I knew about Japan because of anime. So I really love anime and like.
What's your favorite?
My favorite anime is Naruto. But
always.
I grew up with Sailor Moon. So Sailor Moon is like how I discovered Japan.
Nice. Okay. So now, when did you come here?
I came about a few years ago.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
And then you've been here since?
Yes, I've been.
Okay, great. So how's Japan so far?
Japan has been like such an adventure, and I'm still learning and growing as a person, but like living on your own in a different country is really a whole different experience.
Yeah. Have you ever lived in any other countries besides Japan?
No, this is my first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, that's exciting.
It is.
Okay, so my first question goes, what's the best thing in Japan that you never expected to do? Like, and then now, like, you have it here since you started living here, or you can something that you cannot do in other countries.
So I think like one very obvious thing, like in other countries, like in America, you can't like drink alcohol and walk in the street. It's actually like a crime. You can get in trouble. You can get like a ticket, or the police can get you arrested. Because it's called public intoxication. And actually, it's like a crime in America. Like if you go to Shibuya, people are like passed out drunk.
Yeah.
In America, you can get in trouble. You can go to jail if you're like that drunk that you're like falling everywhere. Like, like in America, like if you're that drunk, well, I'm from New York, so like you'll never see someone drunk like that in the streets, because you're gonna get your stuff in trouble, but also your stuff is gonna get stolen. So like it's like so common for me to see like a wealthy salaryman with his like iPhone just there, his like iPhone 10, his new iPhone just by his side. You'll never see that in America. So I think like one thing that I get that's a good thing. I think it's a great thing that you can like have a good time and still wake up with your things.
True.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know when I was in LA that might get me in trouble.
Yeah.
So as Japanese, like born and raised in Japan, like that was a big difference for me. Like for me, I was very surprised like that can get you in trouble or something.
Actually, like
it's like opposite.
Yeah, like and the way, and it's so funny because like in America, well, like especially like in New York where I'm from, like people usually hide their alcohol in like brown paper bags, or like they hide their alcohol in bags because it's like you're clearly drinking in public. You can drink in public, you can. It's just like don't get caught, because then you can get in trouble for for that. And the thing about America is like different states have different rules. So perhaps you might go to one state that makes it okay to be out drinking in public, but then another state you can't do that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's very different. Because in Japan, they're all kind of all the same, you know. You go to Okinawa, Tokyo, Hokkaido. All the rules are the same and laws. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good one. Okay, so what do you like Japanese food? It's a random question.
I love Japanese food.
What's your favorite?
I really do love Japanese food. My favorite Japanese food. Okay, so my favorite Japanese sweet is definitely mochi. I love mochi.
Oh, just simple mochi?
Simple mochi's okay, or like like anko. Yeah, like I love going on hikes.
Okay.
Like I love going to Takao or like Oyama just to like eat the mochi on the stick. Because it's so good, like the mochi on the fire and like you're hiking and then you reward yourself with delicious mochi. I love that. But
how about mitarashi mochi? Have you ever had it?
Is mitarashi like the soy?
The soy sweet.
Yeah, I've had it. It's so good. It's my favorite.
Oh, wow. You're the first foreigner.
What? They don't. I love it.
My American Italian friends, they hate it.
Weird. Why? Because it's like savory and sweet?
I think it's confusing to them. So.
Oh, that's funny.
You got a Japanese tongue. Nice, definitely taste.
Yeah, and then my favorite like savory Japanese food, I really love oyakudon.
I mean, yeah, it's good.
It's really good.
Yeah, and then they got like Japanese traditional dashi, you know?
Yeah, dashi is the seasoning.
Yeah, seasoning the soup, so that makes it better.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, nice. I love it too. Next question. What do you like about Japan or Japanese people?
So I really like how in Japan people are very they follow the rules. Yeah, that's good because like that's how you have a lot of order and structure. But then I also like that's the next question. But I also enjoy the infrastructure. Like
what is it?
Infrastructure.
What's that?
Like the way like the buildings and like trains and like the way Japanese government puts money into like funding things and keeping the country well kept. So like as someone who comes from a country that doesn't do that, I value that. I value the fact that I can walk and perhaps there's not. I mean, maybe it depends where you go. Because I'm sure maybe you'll have like sidewalks that are not even, or you'll have like potholes. But you definitely see you definitely see wise spending on the government's part in keeping like the country well kept. And I like that. I like that about Japan. And then Japanese people, they're very polite, and I really appreciate that. Like they don't try to be rude. Like I don't think they go out of their way to be rude unless you do something. But even then, their rude is like passive aggressive. But yeah, so like yeah.
What you don't like about Japan or Japanese people? Because
there's such a ordered structure, people are too scared of like going outside of that, and I think that kills me. It takes place very early, like in middle school. I think that's when kids internalize this like
the things are in order and then I'm supposed to do this and nobody is doing different things, so I'm just gonna follow what everyone else is doing.
And I think that's fine, but I also think like maybe that puts them, I feel like maybe like kids don't allow themselves to explore or like think outside the box as much. So that's just like my one thing. Like there should be a balance to it. That's all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I feel that too. Okay, and what do you think the foreigners don't know about Japan, but you do? Since you're here and then you've been here for a few years, you know, they might not know.
So like Japan is definitely not vegan friendly.
No,
they're not.
No,
they're not.
Not at all.
And I think also like Japanese food is not the healthiest. It's like a lot of.
Thank you for saying that.
It's not that healthy. It doesn't mean it's not delicious. When I found myself like trying to eat healthier, it was very hard because of the options. Also, like I think maybe foreigners might think, oh, because foreigners think Japanese food is just sushi.
Exactly.
So-
and then people think sushi is healthy, and
Yes.
we don't think so.
Exactly.
because
Wait, in
it's
Japan it's not healthy, sushi?
No, we don't. We don't
Wow.
think sushi is healthy.
That's so. I think in America, or like just like where I'm from too, because it's like fish and rice, because it's such a simple thing. They think
Yeah.
it's so healthy. Yeah.
No, it's just the protein and then carbs, and that's
it is protein. Yeah, a lot of foreigners don't really like understand, like if you're trying to be vegan or vegetarian, like it's gonna be a little difficult here.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I was in LA, and I think LA is like the best place for vegans or vegetarians because there's so many options.
It's a very big scene there now.
Yeah, and then even in Tokyo, it's not that big.
It's becoming a little bigger, but it's still small.
Yeah.
It's still very like eclectic. It's very like it's a very like small community. Because like I have friends who are vegan out here and they struggle.
Yeah, but are you?
I'm not vegan, but I love eating vegan food, and like I don't mind just switching up my diet.
よし、じゃあ日本頑張りましょう。ベジタリアン。But like it doesn't have to be all vegetarian or vegan. Like it can be like vegetarian friendly, you know, vegan friendly.
Yeah.
Like it should be more options.
More options.
Okay, this is my personal question. Is it true that gaijin seed exists?
Yes. It is very true.
Did it happen to you or
It
to your
happens
friends?
to me, it happens to my friends. It's happened to me. When Corona really hit, it was very prevalent too.
2 years ago.
Yeah, like everyone was staying away. And like even now, like people like avoid sitting next to me. Like I think every other seat fills up except for mine.
So that is like that obvious.
It's very obvious. That's the thing that I don't like about Japan. People just accidentally get stuck in this way of thinking because I think maybe they just don't know. I don't know what they're thinking to make them avoid sitting next to me, but whatever they're thinking, I just know it's not correct. Like it's just not right. So I assume perhaps it's just like something they've had for years. Like it's just like a way of thinking they just have as a habit. So like maybe they just been avoiding sitting next to a foreigner for years, and that's just the way it is. And I think hopefully they get out of that thinking.
Hopefully, you know, just like spread awareness, and then, we can do like a little by little. 少しずつね、やっていきましょう。Okay, my last question. 英語を勉強したい人が見ているっていうのもいっぱいあるので、So, what do you think Japanese people should do in order to speak English? Like, not like they take this course or like take, you know, like talk to you, what, like, you know, like, what do you think?
I think
because you are a teacher. You know?
I am a teacher, and I think something that I see a lot is like just talk. Don't be scared. My students are so awesome at writing and they're so good at reading, but when it comes to talking, they're so scared. And I think like you are never going to remember. You need to talk. Like the way you can speak English is just to like not be scared in talking. Like if you have an accent, that's normal. I mean, like you're not fluent. Like
no, you're never gonna be fluent.
You're never gonna be fluent, and it's fine. Because when I speak Japanese, I have a very weird accent, and like I sometimes.
But that's totally fine. That's totally like normal.
Yeah, and I get scared of speaking Japanese. I get very shy in speaking Japanese. Even when I'm at like the counter, I'll be like, it's like I get so shy because like I'm like, oh my god, do I sound so bad? But I think that it's fine, and like I also need to get out of my own head. But like I think the way you can speak English is if you just start doing it.
Yeah.
Even maybe to yourself. Like speak English to yourself in the mirror.
That's a good way.
Like good morning or how are you? Like practice small phrases with yourself or even your friends. Like even if you're joking with your friends, just be like, yeah, like I sometimes laugh when I see see Japanese, they do when they're drunk most of the time, which makes me sad. I'm like, why does it have to take for you to be drunk to be this outgoing?
Yeah.
When they're drunk, they always talk with their friends in English and they joke around. But like that's awesome. Like I think like just don't care about what other people are thinking. Just speak English, and like I think like you'll see that the person appreciates that you're even trying. So don't be scared and just try.
That was the best advice that you could give. Yes. 間違いをそう気にせずにもうどんどん話していきましょうっていうことで Yes, you too, you know
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
で、あなたは日本語、私たちは英語、そう、どんどん間違いを恐れずに頑張っていこうってことです。Alright, that is that, I guess. So thank you so much for being here, and she'll be in the next video as well.
Yes.
So stay tuned. ありがとう、またね